Hello friends, myself Professor B.D. Bhoknal, Associate Professor, Botany Department, Trichome College, Nasik. Now today's subject is now Cryptogamic Botany, paper first. Within that, now external morphology of now algae, nostoc, cara, Botracho and Sargassum. So today's topic is external morphology of now the algae. Now within that, nostoc. Most of species of nostoc are aquatic in habitat and usually they live in fresh water. Some species lives attached to rock in running water, and some of these species now live as the terrestrial forms. They live on damp soil or on damp bark of the tree in thick rainforest. Still other species endophytes in tissues of other plants like Anthoceros, Azolla, Cycas. In case of Cycas, corolide roots are there, or algal partner in lichens. Now, in case of lichens, within lichen thallus, it consists of two partner, one partner from fungi, another partner from algae, and they live together as a endophytes. They are present inside the thallus, and this case was also present in case of Anthoceros thallus. Now in the Anthoceros thallus there is now a mucilage cavity, and this mucilage cavity it contain now the nostoc, now these algae. These nostoc algae with the help of heterosis it can fix atmospheric nitrogen within them, and this fixed nitrogen now it is given to the developing now the plant body, and instead of that it takes shelter within the thallus of Anthoceros plant. So association is present among both the partner, that is in bryophyte, and in case of algae they live together without harming to one another, and such type of association it is generally known as now a symbiotic type of association. Means now here these algae now it live inside the thallus of now Anthoceros, so it is generally called as now endophytes. Many weeds like chains of cells are present now within a colony. Thallus of nostoc. Now thallus of nostoc plant body is called as now a trichome. Each trichome is composed of many small oval or rounded cells. They are arranged in a single rows like a beads on a string. At a certain interval along the trichomes, now these special large spherical cells are there. These large spherical cells are commonly called as now heterocysts. Now these heterocysts, these are H-shaped bodies. They are present now within the now these trichome or filament. Now the heterocysts they are of three type. Now the apical heterocyst, basal heterocyst, and intercalary heterocyst. Now in case of nostoc, the heterocyst it is present in between now these the vegetative cell in between the filament. And such type of now heterosis, it is generally known as now intercalary heterosis. It is present inside the trichome. Trichome is covered with thin gelatinous now a membrane, and heterocysts are larger than the vegetative cells. It is terminal. Heterocyst, it is terminal, or it is intercalary in position, or it is also now basal in position. On the nature of, or on the nature of now the heterocysts, they are of three type. Now see within these nostoc now trichomes, the vegetative cells, and inside the vegetative cell, H-shaped body is there. It is generally known as now heterocyst, and these heterocysts, it fix atmospheric nitrogen within them, and it is useful for nitrogen fixation process. And this fixed nitrogen, it is given to now the developing now these filament. Then whole this trichome, it is surrounded from all side now by means of a gelatinous now a sheath. And now here these heterosis, it is larger than the vegetative cells. So these are the main points of these nostoc now filament. Then second, Kara. Most of these species are widely distributed in slow running water which afford the muddy or sandy substratum for the attachment of the plant. Generally, they prefer clear, fresh, hard, and still water. Some species are found in now fresh water, while others are found in marine water or sea water, etc. They can remain alive in habitat very little of oxygen. They form the extensive subaquatic meadows that extend to a considerable now distance below the surface of water. The thallus is an erect branch axis. It attaches to the substratum now by means of a multicellular structure known as now rhizoids. So rhizoids are useful for fixation. It is also useful for absorption of water and minerals from the now water or mud. Plant grow a height of about 20 to 30 centimeter, and the shoots are negatively geotropic, and it is positively now phototropic. The rhizoids are uniseriately branched and are not differentiated into nodes and internodes. They are formed from one or more lower nodes of the main axis. The plant body consists of a main axis which has distinct now nodes and internodes. The main axis is profusely branched and it bears branches at the node. The branches, they are of two types now, and that's why it is generally known as now the dimorphic type of nature of leaves. Now the branches of limited growth. These branches arises in whorl at the node. These branches are called as now the leaves. And second, branches of unlimited growth. These branches do not stop growing and are situated in the axils of the branches of limited growth. Branches resemble the main axis in having now the nodes and internodes. Now see within this diagram, Now the habit of these Kara plant. Now the Kara plant, it is divisible into nodes and internodes. Then now branches, they are of two types, branches of limited growth and branches of now unlimited growth. Now on the axis, on these lateral branches, now the grain like structures are generally seen. These are nothing but the reproductive structure of Kara. These are nothing but now the globule, male and female organs of Kara, globule and nucleus. These are the now the sex organs of Kara. Next. Third, Botragospermum. The genus Botragospermum. Now the Botracho, it means the frog, and spermum, it means the seed. It contains about now 40 species. It is a freshwater algae which is mostly found in well aerated water of slow moving now the streams. It occurs attached to stones in the rapid flowing water. Botragospermum thallus is bluish green or violet in color. In deep water, the specimens are of dark violet in color or it is now reddish in color. The plant body consists of richy branch threads and which are gelatinous in texture. The plant body, which measures 20 centimeters or more in length, it is composed of central core of slender filament from which tufts of short laterals radiate outwards. To the naked eye, the plants appear as a chains of now delicate now the beads. Each beads consists of a whorl of densely branched laterals of limited growth. The main axis consists of a single row of now elongated cells placed one above the other. At the node, just below the septa, there arise basal cells, each of which give rise to whole of lateral branches of equal length. These laterals of limited growth consist of small ellipsoidal or moniliform cells, and the ultimate cells of the branches usually terminate in unicellular colorless hairs. It is surrounded by now the basal sheath. The basal sheath is formed by the splitting of outer wall now of the bearing cell. Besides a number of short branches, there is also arises a branch of unlimited growth from the basal cell. Now see the diagram or within specimen of Botragospermum. Now the presence of nodes and internodes, and the branches, they are of two type, branches of limited growth and branches of now unlimited growth. Then the corticating, now the threads are also present on the main axis. Then Sargassum. The thallus is well organized and it is differentiated into holdfast, basal organ, central axis, primary lateral branches and secondary lateral branches. The main axis is the central part of the plant body. The main axis is now branched. It bears many spirally arranged branches called as primary lateral branches. They have indefinite apical growth. Next. They have two types of branches of limited growth and branches of unlimited growth. The secondary branches give rise to air bladder or many fertile receptacle. Leaf has now short petiole and serrate margin, and with or without now the midrib. Air bladder contain now the air which gives buoyancy to the plant. It is also useful for the respiration process. The secondary branch possesses receptacle. Sometime leaf also possesses now receptacle without the sex organs. Now it is called as now the cryptoblast. Now see within this particular diagram. Now there is a central axis, and this central axis now it bears two types of branches, limited and unlimited branches. Then within these now leaf like structure, now in the axil now a structure is there, that is air bladder is there, a rounded structure is there known as air bladder, and this air bladder it contain the air, so it is useful for floating purpose. Now the sargassum plant it float on the surface of water, and for that purpose now air bladder is useful. Then again now here these branches, secondary branches, they give rise to now the reproductive structure. It is generally known as now the receptacle. And now that's all. Thank you.